This podcast is not sponsored or supported by any business or organization. The views reflected on these podcast episodes are my own. Please be aware I am not a medical expert, travel agent, or any other kind of expert. Hey everyone, welcome to the Eat, Explore, Love podcast. I'm Ashley. This podcast is based off of my blog of the same name, Eat, Explore, Love. It talks about the unique challenges in traveling around the world when you have celiac disease. Due to sort of popular demand, I decided to also record a podcast to delve a little deeper into my travels and the lessons learned along the way. I was really excited to visit the city of Austin, and my friend Sarah and I got to go check it out, and it was pretty awesome. Didn't get to try out too many places to eat, but we did explore and lessons were learned. So please make sure that you check out this episode on Austin of Eat, Explore, Love, the podcast. Hi everyone! As we approach the end of the year, we are also approaching the end of season 1 of Eat, Explore, Love, the podcast. It's been a wild ride with lots of adventures to share. We are taking the first few months of the year to regroup and figure out our next steps, and the Eat, Explore, Love team would love to hear from you. We have a couple of ideas brewing, but we want to hear from our listeners to see if there's anything that would be helpful for you. We're looking for any type of feedback, ranging from, should I look into getting a co-host? Would you like to be more of an active part of the podcast where I interview you guys about your favorite cities? Would you want to hear from more medical experts, travel experts, self-love experts? If you have any thoughts, we want to hear them at hieatexplorelove@gmail.com. We at Eat, Explore, Love appreciate all of your support and kindness in listening over the past year. That's 130 episodes that you've sat through and listened to. I've been so lucky to not only be able to go on all the adventures I've been able to experience, but I've been so lucky to have all of you to share this with. Make sure to sign up for our newsletter and send us an email at hieatexplorelove@gmail.com. Now, back to the show. So one place I tried was Zucchini Kill. I would make sure to call ahead of time before you go and try something there, as they do run out quickly. And then we went to, I believe it's pronounced Combe. Again, you can check the spelling and the links to the establishments at my blog, hieatexplorelove.com. But at Combe, I had the sushi, and it was really delicious and fresh. So in Austin, we got to try out this museum of ice cream. It was really awesome, but if you are gluten-free, I would make sure to be super diligent and not assume that all the ice cream is gluten-free. It was a little, I had a little bit of a moment of nerve-wracking that they weren't sure. There was one employee that I asked, and she had no idea what was and wasn't gluten-free, but I ended up being fine. So I would just be careful if you're going to the Museum of Ice Cream and doing your research and asking multiple people to help you until you find someone that knows what they're talking about. In Austin, the Museum of Ice Cream was in like a residential mall area, but there was a long line, so make sure to give yourself enough time to wait there and explore the ice cream goodness. It ultimately was a really fun time. So I've talked about this lesson multiple times. of the comparison of traveling alone and with people and how hard it is to make the adjustment because I've traveled alone so much. Of readjusting back to traveling with people is sometimes quite difficult, but with certain folks, as I've discussed, it can be seamless and really easily, depending upon the personalities of all the people involved. Sarah is one of the people that I find it was very easy to be able to travel with her. And I loved every single work trip that we ever did together. I think it confuses members of my family, particularly my father, that I don't remain in close contact and I don't have my posse, that I have my one best friend, and that's pretty much it. I have a hard time letting people in. I have been shown time and time again that when you let people in, you get dropped when something better comes along. That's happened to me. That's how it's felt when friendships have come and gone, but it's really nothing personal. It's just life. And, of course, there were falling outs, and there were people that just, you eased out of each other's life, and unfortunately that happens. But when you travel with people, you get to know them in a very particular way. And Sarah became the yin to my yang on this particular trip, especially with thinking I've gotten glutened and how she remained calm, and she looked at everything as with the glass half full, where I am more of not a glass half empty, but that there's stuff in the glass type of person. And I am more of an aggressive personality. She is very laid back. And sometimes it's frustrating for me when people are too laid back and too happy about everything, but instead of it irritating me, Sarah's outgoing and positive personality rubbed off on me, and her kindness rubbed off on me. And because she was so calm when I thought I was glutened and wasn't judgmental and just took it in, let me feel all my feelings about it, because whenever you get glutened, you go through the stages of grief, and you have a state of panic. And she was just calm and adapted easily to the situation and just instinctively knew whoever I needed her to be. And I've had a couple people that have tried to get me through that process, and they tend to either panic as well or blow me off thinking it's such a big deal, or look at me like, oh my God, is she going to get sick? What's going to happen? And they are silently panicking, but I can tell that they're panicking, or there's judgment, or, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with it either, folks. Just as an FYI, Sarah was the first person to just be able to be calm and instinctively know what to do. And I can't even tell you how much that was helpful. And just rolling with the punches is really amazing. With Sarah, I learned how to trust other people again, that sometimes it's okay to let people in. Sometimes it's okay to be vulnerable. Sometimes it's okay to trust and know that sometimes it's going to work out all right. And Sarah gave me that. We were forced into that situation. I don't know if I ever would have gotten there if I hadn't been forced into it, but by thinking I was being glutened, and luckily I wasn't. But Sarah did a really amazing job of, with that opportunity, taking it and running with it and letting it open my heart a little bit more for the next time that it happens. So thank you, Sarah. You're the best if you're listening to this. And yeah, so that was my lesson learned on this trip in Austin. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Eat, Explore, Love, the podcast. Here's the wrap-up questions. Do I feel the city is safe for those with celiac? I suppose so. My favorite place to eat would have to be Combe, because Zucchini Kill didn't have many options. Is this a city to favorite memory from the experience, the Museum of Ice Cream? Is this a city to vacation to or live in? I think both. Is this a place to relax or be active? We did stuff that was relaxing, so I guess relax. How are the people? I didn't have the greatest experience with the people because they were not super, the few people I spoke to or that I remember still are them telling me I probably glutened myself, so not really caring to do their due diligence. So there's that, but I'm sure the people of Austin are really lovely and I just had an off experience. So that's it for this week's episode. Enjoy. Till next time. Thank you for joining me this week for all the fun journeys and lessons learned on my big adventure called life. For more information on the different cities discussed, check out the blog posts on hieatexplorelove.com, posted every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you have any questions or fun stories to share, feel free to reach out at hieatexplorelove@gmail.com. Until next week, remember to eat well, explore the world, and love yourself. See you next time. This episode is produced, scripted, and edited by me, Ashley. Special thanks to Sarah Mientka.